Pardesi Beats.
What's up, everybody? You're tuned into Pardesi Beats Unplugged. We have a really special episode for you today, something a little bit different, something we've been talking about for the past few episodes. As you can see from what all of us are wearing, if you're watching on YouTube, we all have some sort of sports jersey on today. So today, what we're going to do is a draft of the best jerseys. So what's going to happen is we'll do a few rounds. And we'll put this up on Twitter so you guys can vote. Make sure you follow us at Pardesi_Beats. Whoever has the best set or kind of the closet full of jerseys, as you can see, Pat has quite a few jerseys. We'll kind of go over the rules of the draft in a bit, but I think one thing that we were talking about was identity. And as Pardesi Beats Unplugged starts to find its footing, find its identity on this new platform through video podcast and audio podcast, it gives us the freedom to talk about different things like this, something that we wouldn't be able to do in the traditional radio format. So something a little bit different, something a little bit fun. We're all very creative people and we all love our specific sports teams. So this sports jersey draft is something a little bit different, and I think it'll be an interesting episode for all you guys to listen to.
And make sure you guys partake and put your picks in the comments as well. Like, definitely want to hear what you guys have in mind.
Also, if you're watching and you see Simran getting really frustrated in the corner, he is watching the Oilers game.
Mike Smith should never handle a puck.
And that's why we're not talking about the Oilers today. Okay. And we're going to focus just on
we got
jerseys.
the games on. We got the games on.
Anyways, as we're talking kind of identity, when you think of sports teams, you think of the iconic logos, you think of the iconic jerseys, you think of the players, and a lot of our memories, a lot of our childhood or our fandom is tied to those logos, those players, those jerseys. Even pop culture, if you look at like the 90s, is kind of what we grew up in. Looking at like rap music, people like Tupac were always repping Red Wings gear or LA Kings gear. And that's something that's kind of really been popular in pop culture. And I think the power of just a logo, not let alone the jersey, has a lot of staying power. If you look at teams like the Leafs, if you look at teams like the Montreal Canadiens, those logos are evergreen. If somebody sees that logo, or if somebody sees the Red Devil for Manchester United, you know right away what sport that is. You know a bit of the history of that team. And if you're a fan of that team, you have some very, very strong opinions about that team.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, it can be the reason why they got into watching or being a fan of that sport is like, oh, that's a cool jersey, or like, hey, that's a vibe I'm down with. Like, what is that, or where's that from? Or for me, I know, like, you talk about like the fandom or the impact, a look has over like, for a lot of teams, it could be like, over 100 years where they've had like an unchanged look, right? For me, it's like the aesthetic watchability of a sport. When I see eras in certain sports and I think about how certain jersey designs or certain looks defined eras, like you can literally think about baseball by the fit of baseball pants and like the socks. You can go back, Babe Ruth to, Robbie Alomar to, like what is it? Super Smash Bros. And then, like McGuire and Canseco. And then you look at to present day, Derek Jeter and Rod, like the Roid Rage era, Roger Clemens and his baggy giant macerating jaw and huge gut, and he's just pitching roided up heat off that mound over and over again, night and day.
It was fun to watch that race.
Yeah,
though.
it was fun to watch. Just juice them all up, wind them up.
Sammy Sosa was in there too. Remember that one?
Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, I think was the biggest one. He came in with like a neck that looked like my pinky, and he came out with a neck that looked like my thigh by the end of it. Like it's not supposed to do that, man. Like his skull got bigger, and you tell me that's not HGH. Okay, anyway, getting off track, but
I wonder, what does your thigh look like?
yeah, I'm a hashtag thick boy.
Hashtag Thailand.
Yeah, that's first class flight to
the next topic. Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. So I guess we'll jump right into kind of the draft. And what I'm kind of hoping with the draft is if somebody picks something, it's going to create conversation. It's going to be like, oh, I had this memory about this jersey or this era. And I'll tell you guys right now, people that are watching, people that know me, I have very flamboyant tastes. So some of the jerseys I'm going to pick,
Yeah, boy.
trigger Simran a lot. And I might do it on purpose just to create a conversation.
I'm gonna get angry today. We're fully prepared for this. I'm already.
I think
heated.
there's a
I'm
lot
watching
of
this
trolling
Oilers
that's
game.
going to happen in today's show.
It's gonna be
just
bad.
a little bit.
I guarantee you though, y'all are gonna have to like Google my picks because no one's gonna remember the stuff I'm throwing down.
That's the beauty of jerseys, right? It's
Yeah.
we all have our own memories related to these jerseys and what we think.
Some of
these is iconic.
some of these are my grail picks. I will preface that. Some of these are jerseys that I've been hunting for. Some of these are jerseys that I have hunted for and I have successfully found. Some of these are jerseys
as
that
he's wearing a very, very rare.
yeah, this
Edmonton
was a
Oilers
grail
jersey.
find. Shoulder yoke, I think 96, 97 season. This is this is Doug Waite. He was assistant captain that year. Very, very proud of this one. I found it from an old lady who was cleaning out her basement in like St. Albert. She had that in her closet.
All right.
Shout out to Cheryl.
Shout out to
Good old
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
All right. I'll jump into the rules here. I'll throw them up on the screen as well if you're watching this on YouTube. So we're going to try to do 10 rounds. We'll see how it is. We might cut it off a little bit early, but we'll do 10 rounds. We'll do it in a snake order. So I have randomly generated the picks. So whoever is 1 through 4, then the next round will be 4, 2, 1, so on and so forth. We'll give you
This is
a
rigged.
minute. I sent you the screenshot of specifically with an.
You do have Photoshop on your computer though,
He
don't you?
sent us the screenshot of the hack.
Yeah.
I can redo it again if you want. I can redo it.
Sir, we don't have
Who
time.
cares, man? Let's just do it.
All right, minute
Run
30
it
for
through.
each pick. Couple of the rules. Once a jersey has been selected from a specific team, you can no longer pick any jersey from that team. So, for example, if I were to take a jersey from Liverpool's history, that erases Liverpool from everybody else's repertoire. Kind of making it a little bit
Thanos.
more. Yeah, just Thanos makes it nice and difficult.
Bassett Finch.
That's it. Finch. No more than 5 jerseys from the same league. So I know Pat loves his European football. He can technically pick 10 European football jerseys because he can go for EPL, for Series A, for MLS, whatever he wants, and kind of do all soccer.
And technically, I have a loophole for you. The Champions League is a different league than the Premier League. Although the jersey's the same, the patches are different.
Damn it.
Lovely,
That's
I can
very,
loophole.
very
He's just gonna
technicalities. It's true.
It's true. Because the patches.
The same thing in
badges-
hockey, though. When badges are on one year and the design's the same, and then the next year it's not there, right?
But
Yeah.
also remember, our fans are voting on this. So if you want to pick a champion,
I'm just saying, if I really wanted to do something, the Champions League logo could really make a jersey.
So we can have our drafts, and then what are we gonna do? We're gonna bracket it.
Oh, like the Champions League
I'll
winners.
put up a poll.
Okay, sick.
That
the
doesn't say
winners?
Champions
The
League,
winners?
my friend.
Oh,
It does.
All right.
Champions 20. Oh, sorry, EPL. Anyways, champions. My bad.
Yeah, some criteria for the pick. So you have to pick at minimum 1 alternate jersey. So that could be a third jersey. That could be a special edition jersey. At minimum 1 international jersey. So that can be from any sport. At minimum 1 all-star jersey. That could be from any sport as well. With the All-Star and with the international jersey, the rule of if somebody picks it, it's off the list kind of goes out the window because it's kind of hard to find All-Star international jersey. So we'll kind of skip that rule and stick to that rule only for teams. And also, just to make it interesting, you have to pick one logo. Like we talked about, the logo can make or break a jersey. If we look at the Oilers jersey over the years, sometimes it had that red halo around it. If you look at it now, it's kind of that traditional, similar to what we saw in the 80s without the halo. So a logo can do a lot to a jersey. So one of your picks must be a logo. Any questions before we begin?
Nope.
All right, so let's jump right into the draft. The draft order, if I can find the window of where I had this opened up. First pick is myself. Second pick is Khushwant. Third pick, Patwant. And fourth pick, we have Simran.
And then I start off the next round, right?
Then you start off, yeah.
Okay,
And then I start off round 3 sneaking. So it kind of makes it a little bit fair.
We'll try.
We will try. There will be yelling. There will be controversy, but that is the best part. All right. Shall we begin?
Let's proceed, guys.
All right. With the first overall pick, I am very proud to select one of the most iconic basketball jerseys.
Oh,
NBA
basketball.
history.
Okay.
The 1995-1996
no.
purple Toronto Raptors dinosaur jersey.
That's going off my list.
That's the inaugural season.
95-96.
That is one of the
That's their first season, right?
jerseys.
That's the
it's,
first
it's
season.
the actual Raptor one.
Yeah.
Man.
Legit Raptor. But like you think about the players that wore that: Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, like classic jersey. That's one of my all-time faves.
Yeah, that was up there for me, so I'm boned for that one. But that jersey, honestly, man, that is, I think that goes in like a top 5 of life. It's so
right?
Pardon my French, but it's so good.
That's how good it is. That is how
dude,
good it is.
Yeah.
To think about, like, Jurassic Park was like just came out. That was like 92. That was like dinosaur fever everywhere. Like, I think it sparked my love of like just dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I
mean, and we live in Alberta, so
we live in Alberta. Yeah, going to Drumheller as a kid. Like, I mean, it was something that kind of encapsulated the whole country, and then to see like such a ridiculous generational talent. Like, I wore Vince Carter's shoes in like junior high. You know what I mean? And like that player, that organization meant a lot. I mean, you can argue about their impact in allowing the Vancouver Grizzlies to move out of Canada, because there is a lot of organizational. There's the whole story behind that.
But also you look at like the expansion draft rules and the draft rules around that time. It was very difficult for a team like even Toronto and Vancouver to get off their feet. So
it was a sketchy situation. Yeah. And like Toronto did like backstab Vancouver a little bit to get like to stay in the league, and then like Vancouver basically folded and moved. But yeah, it was an interesting time, and definitely an iconic jersey. Yeah, I just remember Muggsy Bogues from Space Jam.
Yeah,
wearing those jerseys. I mean, I think he wore the white version, but still, he was an unreal pest of a guy, tiny dude. Yeah, I watched his highlights too when I was growing up because I was always the smaller kid on the court.
You're young boy.
Yeah,
all right,
younger man.
Next up on the clock, Kush.
It's me. All right. Well, that was a good pick as number 1. Because that's like one of those ones where you have to race to get in. And I wasn't gonna pick these guys number 1, but I'm obligated to now because Simran is wearing them. And I don't even think he would have chose that first.
No.
But I don't know, man. That jersey is so iconic to me. I think it's the 90 to 97 Oilers.
Yeah, 96, 97. This one
97,
specifically, yeah.
Yeah. Has the patch, has the bar up top.
Yeah, the shoulder yoke.
Yeah, yoke, whatever you want to call it.
This was the first year for the copper and blue, I believe, or like one of the first years.
Yeah, the rim around the logo.
It was the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like some of my favorite Oilers ever playing in it. You know, you got Dougie Waite there, Ryan Smith. I don't think Bill Guerin. No, not Ryan Smith.
Bill Guerin was part of this team.
Smith wore that.
Wasn't it the year
Guerin
after?
too.
I think Smith was a year
No,
after.
He was drafted
Smith-
in 96.
Smith was there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Smith was actually Smith came the season before that, 2 seasons before that, and he wore number 10 in the classic orange and blue.
Oh, okay, yeah. That
Google
makes
it.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, either way. And then, Cujo. Oh, man. Was
Cujo
Cujo
in
there?
that.
He was there, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Cujo was there, yeah.
So
that
was our
just-
friend Essensa.
Yeah, I just I grew up with that jersey too. And I remember back when the Oilers used to have their signing sessions. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we didn't really, my dad used to take us to that stuff, right? So,
West
like,
Edmonton
always at
Mall
West
and the
End,
other
always
places.
at
yeah,
West
this
End.
one was at the old Rexall Coliseum, right?
Coliseum.
So, or whatever.
It was called
Coliseum,
Skyreach Center at that time for you.
Skyreach, Rexall, Coliseum. It's been called a lot of different things.
Skyreach.
Yeah. So like they held the signings there, right? And then you could like meet the players, get your card signed, take photos, all that stuff. And I had that one there, and I still have it. Like so many of those Oilers in that year have signed that jersey for me. It's still in my room, like kind of packed up. Most notably Marty McSorley. Not most notably. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah,
Yo, speaking of
I
Marty
recently-
McSorley, have you ever met Frank Musil? That guy's hands were as big as my whole torso.
I just
like,
remember
oh.
his son being hot garbage as a draft pick for the Oilers.
I'm sure he's a good person though. Let's
I
go
don't
into the
know.
next.
Yeah, let's do that.
So yeah, that's my first pick.
All right.
That Oilers
All right.
one.
Goodness gracious.
Next up on the
Worth it.
clock, we have Patwant Singh.
So he picked Oilers. I can't do that, right?
That
Yeah,
is
you can't
correct.
go Oilers now.
So all
Oh,
Oilers
done.
jerseys are now off, except if
done.
you want to take the Oilers logo.
Oh. All right, guys. Well, I'm just gonna do it. Pull a classic move, pull a safe move, and I'm gonna go with Manchester United.
Oh my God.
I have to because it's not just because
because we were going to take it and ruin your life.
So
That's-
far, all these moves have been so uninspired.
I know,
These-
but the first round's always boring.
the Hunjin
thing is,
brothers
the
just
first round is always a safe round, right? Now, having said that, with Man United, now I have I got all their jerseys up on my other screen
yeah,
here.
but I think for soccer jerseys, the thing that resonates with me most is the players that wore those jerseys.
And every season they're new. So it's like an
Yeah.
exciting thing, right?
Yeah.
Like with Man United, as you can see right here, their typical home jersey is always red. The uniform colors are always the same, but their away and their third jerseys often change. So that's what I like about them. Obviously, this is one of my favorites that I'm wearing, but I think my ultimate favorite Man United jersey is the one that was. Now, it's technically two different jerseys, but it's the same one with different sponsorship names on it. So it's the one from 1999, 99, 2000, and then they used it again in 2000, 2001. It was that white jersey that actually Khushwant here also has somewhere. And it's the one is white with dark navy patches on the shoulder, and it has the Vodafone logo here. You guys can search it up, 99, 2000, 2001. The white Man United jersey, very epic memories of me with Beckham wearing it, scoring the craziest goals, man.
That's
God.
and being a very casual fan of European football, Beckham is the first name I think of, and that Man U white kit is the first that I think of as well.
It was that, or it was the 97 to 99 their classic shirt that Ryan Giggs is very known for wearing. It's their away shirt. It's the white one with the big. It's a sharp view cam, and it's got the black stripes across, the black patch, which is
Collar,
similar.
right?
What's that?
Collared?
Collar, yeah, it's got a collar.
Yeah.
It's Ryan Giggs' FA Cup winning goal jersey. It's very epic. He ripped it off and he swung it around. and then you saw his
as we see Kush
hairy
sitting in the
chest.
corner stewing.
Yeah. No, but you know, so for me, I'm glad I took my own team for that. Nobody can touch them.
Hey, sometimes that's.
I did
what you
something
need to
in
do.
the UK language here.
The safe move.
All right.
All right, Simran, you're on the clock. You're on the clock for 2.
I'm
I
gonna
expect
take
the most hipster picks from this guy.
my first pick.
Oh, 100%,
my first pick.
100%.
Oakland Raiders, black and silver.
Oh,
Yeah, boys. Yeah, you want to talk about something that
Iconic.
didn't just set a trend; it basically, almost got a lot of people shot. Like you ran.
it did
like,
get a lot of people.
yeah,
shot.
like
Oh.
that black and silver, like all blacked out look. You had the dude with the eye patch on the logo, the classic Raiders vibe.
Yeah.
And you talk about the kind of dudes that repped it at the time, like
Ice Cube.
crazy trendsetters for music out of the West Coast.
Also, I feel like Oakland Raiders, like the black jersey, was kind of what triggered a lot of other sports teams to start incorporating.
Yeah, to start doing black
into-
jerseys and stuff like that. It
into
literally
because they saw how
ended in the
popular it
80s,
was.
80s. Yeah.
Them and the Steelers.
You saw the LA Kings literally pivot to a black and silver look from their Lakers purple and gold.
Purple and
Yeah.
gold.
Just for that reason. And they literally had that steel black and silver, was it the bow tie, the Chevrolet bow tie kind of shape.
Yeah, the Chevy logo.
They changed it
essentially.
up, but there was nothing more badass than the Oakland Raiders at that time. And they were
Yeah,
that kind of a
Eye Patch,
team
yeah.
too back at that time. They were mean.
That was
They were
the
getting
identity.
bounced. Yeah, they were getting bounced
That was the
around
identity.
back and forth from San Francisco to Oakland and stuff like that by their ownership. And now they're in Vegas, I believe, right?
Yep.
So I don't know, not the same kind of impact, but still the level of badassery is there. Marshawn Lynch, are you kidding me? Like epitomizes what it is to be a Raider, I guess. That's my first pick, but I got back-to-backs.
Yeah, you got
boys.
back-to-back. So starting round 2, you are back up on the
This
clock.
this is a tricky one for me. This is a really tricky one. I will as my second pick for iconic jerseys. I'm talking the Ronaldo Brazil era, Joga Bonito,
Yeah.
full kit. I'm talking yellow and green and
Yellow
blue.
and green, yeah.
That was on the list for me.
So
And-
yeah, that's
Yeah, reminding you the rules, so that can count as your at minimum 1 international jersey, so we can throw that in there.
So I can't take Brazil.
Somebody
now.
writing this down?
wait,
I'm
hang on. That counts as my international soccer jersey.
At minimum.
International in that sport.
You could
It's a minimum, so you can keep. You can
Yeah,
still
so
pick
you
one.
can
I
pick as many
can still
international.
pick international. Okay, yeah, sick.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I got
But I can't take Brazil now, right?
You can't take that same. I mean, with Brazil, they didn't really change much.
they didn't
They've
change
been-
it. I mean, you could take their
so-
alternates, which are blue and like they're just opposite.
Yeah, I like.
But
the
you're
Brazil.
specifically
I
the
gave
yellow
you.
and
So,
green.
so
have
what?
the
Year,
blue one,
but,
yeah.
but which year are you talking about then? Because the yellows, they're a little different in design. Either way,
That re-
I'm gonna.
yeah,
Ronaldo, right?
Whatever
So
that,
just
Ronaldo era.
Ronaldo era.
That
Well,
just, I just remember the
it
Joga
lasts.
Bonito.
It lasts like a good few.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Say
It was like
90s.
They,
30
they
years.
changed it up.
90s.
I'll just say I'm not gonna pick them just because like I just kind of like that rule.
Yeah,
That's fair.
all right.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll respect the rule.
All right, now we are back at Pat.
That's a good. I just want to
Oh,
say
we're
that's
going
a
back
good,
again?
That's a good
Yeah,
football
we're
or
in round
soccer
2.
jersey though. Like that was a really good one.
Yeah, it was
because
Yeah.
classic.
I
And
think
they-
most people grew up like when we started like watching sports. Brazil was like the dominant.
they were hot, and
world club,
Ronaldo,
right?
like
Yeah,
those
it's-
ads, those advertisements for those World Cups and stuff, like
Yeah.
those little Nike advertisements were
Yeah.
unreal.
Also,
Absolutely
I have
unreal.
I have a very funny story. So not the biggest soccer fan, as we've already kind of discussed, but that Brazil team, specifically Ronaldo, I'm like, hey, I like his hair. Remember in that World Cup where he had that tuft of hair and the rest of his head was shaved?
Oh,
Like
God.
you did one time.
And that's
no.
the reason I did it.
Isn't he like
So- I'm
Before this
aggressively
guy
It's
comes
bald
like
with
the
now?
the
frosted
and tying a
tips.
Ramal over that.
No. It was like completely bald, and then he
No,
just
I know.
had
It's like you know when you do frosted tips, but
Yeah.
only the tips remain.
Yeah. That's
You look
exactly
like-
it.
You look like a monk.
It's like
Or
your
like a
dad was
verse.
trying to cut your hair, and then he, like the thing fell off.
Because he
Like the
definitely wasn't
clipper-
appealing to the eyes.
Malik, nobody else here can relate to that.
Yeah, it's just
haircutting
me.
analogy,
I mean, the
just so you
viewers
know.
can. The viewers can relate.
What the?
Yes.
What's a Romo?
We're all undercover right now,
Oh,
too. Nobody
doilies,
really knows,
doilies,
but-
doilies.
The doily gang.
all
Did
weird.
your,
All right.
did your mom ever give you one with embroidery?
Oh, I never had doilies really.
Yeah, he
ever.
was there. Yeah.
Did you
No,
just
we're
watch
Patka boys. We're
Yeah,
Patka.
we're pretty
Through
much
and through.
Patke boys. We
I had the
like made
doily
fun
club.
of doilies
Yes,
kids.
it-
Yeah, you
I
were
was
a
a
doily
doily
kid.
kid. I was a
Simran
doily
was
I
the
know,
doily
I know.
gang.
I
I got
remember.
roasted.
We used to
Yeah.
go get those pair covers and be like, here.
Yeah. those
I didn't
white
have a, I
girls.
didn't, I didn't have a doily. I had a solid Ramal. I'd never worn.
Yeah, you had the Ramal. You had the
Yeah, I had the
Ramal.
Ramal,
But
yeah.
the doilies, they're
The
just so
doilies is
funny.
the worst. Yeah. It looked like a kid was like, there was like a.
You know he's a British sick boy when he's got that on.
He's got.
Bro,
he's
you
got
know
a doily.
you know he's got a nanny at home that really likes like needlepoint
Likes this
embroidery.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
That
a
really
sofa.
likes this
there's-
child, yeah.
her sofa.
There's a sofa that matches.
Her coffee table.
Side table.
There's
Yeah.
glass. They're on the lamps. They're everywhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, you are up with your second round pick here.
All right, the 1998 to 1992 Pittsburgh Penguins jersey,
Ooh,
and
that was on my list.
specifically the away one, which is
The
the
Robo-
black one with the yellow trim.
Are you talking about the Robo Penguin?
Yes. Well, no, it's not the
Yeah.
Robo. That was 97.
The Yager Penguin.
I'm talking about the year Yager sort of. This is Lemieux's first few years before Yager's, but Yager was there. He was very, very young. So yeah, Yager era too. But yeah, that one. Before that gray and yellow one. That was 97, I believe, or 96 or 97.
Yeah, the original.
In
Yeah.
the triangle, right? Or are we
Yeah,
talking
that one's
that's,
later.
That's
Pittsburgh
that is-
diagonal?
That's one of
I
my
have that-
Pittsburgh ones.
no, I have that on my list. That is
Yeah, that one started in 1995 to 97,
yeah.
and then they modified it slightly and brought it back until 2000. That one, no, sorry, 2002. And yeah, so mine's the one that goes up to 1992. You'll see slight differences.
Yeah.
It's also the first iteration of their yellow and white and black color scheme from their blue and white.
And you're specifically
It's
wanting
like
the
the
black one.
Canadian Tire logo with a penguin, right?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
The one that's
Yeah.
pretty symmetrical.
Yeah.
The generally iconic, like
Yeah, it's iconic for sure.
It's
Yeah.
iconic, man. All the Mario Lemieux and Yager highlights, Cam Neely. No, wait, Cam Neely, never mind. He's Boston. But you know what I mean? I'm just thinking yellow and
You're yellow and black, yeah.
yeah.
all black, and that's
So-
that's why that family of jerseys declines for me. To be honest with you, is because visually they're kind of inseparable from Boston. They're kind of inseparable from
It's the cut and the way they did that one that I'm talking about.
yeah, that's fair.
That's different
Yeah.
than the Boston.
It's just
Because the
for
arms
me,
were
that-
yellow. They were like
Yeah.
flapping yellow. And if Khushwant remembers, when we were teaching ourselves to skate, as a lot of Punjabi kids in Canada have to do because their parents don't care about the soccer. Soccer's all good too.
Whatever's affordable.
Whatever you can afford. So when we're at the Sackhaw School in Edmonton ice rink, learning to teach ourselves to skate, I had this Yager jersey, but it didn't have the logo on it. It was the same color scheme. It was white and yellow, and I had number 13, which is my number on the back. And I was learning to skate, so I'm in wide stance, like the Jordan Jumpman logo. My legs are like over here, and somebody's like, "Calm down, Yager," and I'm deking, and I scored on them. So I was like,
Oh wow! Oh wow!
like, yeah, it was that time.
You should
Got
have
him!
let your hair down like his mullet.
It was.
That was asked of me
Best.
many times during my ice hockey career.
Yeah.
And it was
Alright.
wavy like his.
Like
We are back
the
to
Troy Polamalu of hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
We're back to Kush.
Oh, me? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right, I gotta think a little bit. I think like some of my picks that I enjoy won't get taken, so I'm gonna kind of sit on them. And
That's what you think.
yeah, it is what I think, but I really don't know.
Coming for your picks.
Let's just choose one that is. I mean, you guys already touched on the team. You talked about them. so I'm gonna just nab them because I really enjoyed their jersey and even their logo. But this is just a jersey pick. It's the Grizzlies, man.
Yeah.
That
That was
The teal.
Fantastic.
I mean, I like the obnoxious colors, but
I
the
love the teal, dude.
yeah.
the detail of the shoulder
collars.
piping during that
Yeah.
during that time was absolutely fantastic. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen better jersey designs since. Like some aspects of Nike's current stuff comes close but like nowadays jersey design in professional leagues, I think it has more to do with trying to maximize like retail potential
Yeah.
than it does.
And we definitely saw that when the NHL switched over to the RBK Edge jerseys.
Yeah,
It was just
there's
like,
a lot of
Here's
thirds.
a template, put your jersey logo
Yeah.
on it. Here's a template, maybe pick this template, and it was just more of a marketability thing. Whereas like
Yeah,
back in like those days, even I think football jerseys do this a lot too. There's an identity to it.
yeah,
When you
and
see
Yeah.
when you see like the stripes, as you can, if you're watching on YouTube, you know that's Juventus.
yeah,
You
yeah.
see when you see certain colors, you
And
know
they'll wear
that's-
that style for like 40 years, and
Yeah.
then it just becomes synonymous with
well,
that team. I
I
think.
mean, also then you look at like the Habs or the Maple
Yeah,
Leafs,
yeah.
like they have those evergreen logos.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
glad they didn't really. Well, I mean, early 2000s Maple Leafs was like a very dark era for jersey. Like I'm just the 90s, early
mean,
2000s was terrible for jerseys.
No,
Anyway,
90s and 2000s are the best time.
I think they were the best. They're terrible in some ways, but those
like
terrible
for
things made them
watchability,
wicked.
for watchability, they were bad. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
they
gonna be a
hurt- they hurt
fan
your
of the
eyes.
sport and the team regardless. But if we're looking objectively at the jersey designs, they're terrible.
The worst one to me
They're
was
so
the first
bad that
year
you
of-
like them.
Well, here's the thing: the Edmonton Oilers, which is my hockey club, all of ours, I would assume, right? When they first came out with that jersey, that was the first
the
RBK
Reebok.
one, I believe.
No, they're so bad.
They're
So bad.
horrible.
It's like a
So-
bad movie. Like it's so
Yeah.
like what was it? What's that movie with that Wiseau movie that they made a parody of? Like it's so bad you like it. Like
The
you
Just
watch
Rain
it. It's
one?
no, they're like cringe movies that you would watch. That's what they're like. Like everything from the 90s is like that. Like this is
That-
so
that
ugly.
jersey, though-
It's fashion.
Oh my god, that Oilers jersey was the worst, but I had to buy it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I
The
mean.
oil,
That's
the
because
oil
we,
drop?
got it on sale.
Not
at
the oil
Sports
drop.
Chapter.
Remember the
Yeah, the
The
comment.
two-
I
the two
believe
pipes.
McFarlane comment.
the first RBK one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
with
like
the-
two
with
pipes.
Yeah, yeah.
100%
Oh,
collar.
that just looked like
Yeah,
poop.
yeah.
It was
A
just
practice
so-
jersey.
And then the arm
looked like a
thing was
practice
on
jersey.
sides.
It was a
Yeah.
practice jersey.
It was terrible. It was a practice. Yeah, it was a practice.
That was
template. And
ass.
you know what?
That was
Yeah.
ass.
The Flames ran it. The Blues, I think they
Yeah.
just stopped running it like last year or the year before. Like literally everyone. Columbus, like
Yeah.
there were so many teams that pivoted to that jersey template, and it was literally because
It was
like
easy.
it like frankly it costs a lot of money for companies like Adidas or Nike to be manufacturing jerseys, and the easier it is for them, the better it is. Like they really don't want to be like Adidas didn't want to be manufacturing NHL jerseys
Yeah,
this year.
it was 20
And they-
cents per hours for their workers in the
Yeah.
factories instead of 15.
Yeah, and they literally pushed part of the contract onto Fanatics, and we can talk about that if you on a later
I
date.
think we
but,
can
like,
do that. At the end.
Fanatics,
We have a few
yeah,
different
Fanatics
things to talk
jerseys are
about.
terrible. They're absolutely you
Terrible.
should never buy them.
Yeah,
If you're gonna spend the money on a jersey, just spend it on a Adidas jersey because the quality.
That's
is
the topic I
absolutely
wanted to
atrocious.
talk about later. Like,
Oh yeah, we
we're
can get
jumping
into
to that. Yeah,
we can get into the history of hockey. Yeah, but
yeah, for sure. All right,
anyway, who's up next?
your
it
lights
is
need
the
to be up.
Yeah, I gotta,
all right.
I gotta,
So
I'm gonna go turn on the lights. I'll let
yeah,
you
yeah,
make this pick.
you're gonna love this pick.
All right.
With my pick, I'm gonna take the 95-96 Anaheim Mighty Ducks
I knew it.
Eggplant.
Also on the list.
Eggplant jersey. Like
I
that
mean,
is
that was
iconic.
somebody was taking that without a doubt.
yeah. It's
Like-
and that
I
logo
wasn't
itself,
gonna
like
take
that
that
logo
one.
is
No way. I'm too
that
old.
logo
Yeah.
itself. And you think
Man.
like Paul Correa, Teemu Solani, like those players rocking that jersey, inspired from
Scotty
the movie. Like
Neats. Yeah.
one of my
That's
favorite
just like a
jerseys.
legendary man. You can't You can't go wrong with that. Like the TV show mix in, right?
The TV show was
like,
wild.
the movie, like just
Dinosaurs.
it's so good, dude.
I think I have a theme here. I got dinosaurs. I got
Dinosaurs.
Disney.
and it's one of like the first jerseys that did like the cross color,
yeah.
the
right?
diagonal
Like
cut,
that
yeah.
wasn't really being done, and like so it's just
it was done.
oh.
Pittsburgh did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
a few
yeah.
teams did that gradient.
Maybe in
look.
the 80s, right?
No, it was like
Or
it was
like
a
90s, mid 90s.
Didn't
or
have the
early 90s.
technology for it. It was like
Well, I definitely didn't remember it, so
this, yeah.
But we did
polyester-
remember watching Mighty Ducks the cartoon and remembering that
Yes.
jersey.
Yeah,
yeah, and how
That's where
cool it
I-
was.
I was. It was my it's my 8th birthday. I got a Mighty Ducks. I had a birthday party at Fuddruckers. My mom went all out on a cake. She made a castle cake for me. I still remember that shit. And I got a Mighty Ducks spaceship, and I was ecstatic. Like my face melted. I mean that might have been due to the candy rush, and I think I vomited from the video games and all the hot dogs and ice cream cake I ate. Yeah, but yeah, things got very intense very
A
quickly.
balanced diet for a child.
It was unreal. It was the
Hot
best birthday I've
dogs,
ever had
cake,
till this day.
candy.
Till this day.
Dang, Daniel.
All right.
Yeah.
I am back up
I
again
peaked.
with my pick. I
Life
am
peaked
gonna
for me.
dip into a third sport, so I'm trying to stay away from the hockey jerseys because that's my bread and butter. So I will save some of those.
All
But
right,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
go into the baseball world.
Literally Easter egg.
Okay. Hit it.
I'm still deciding between two. I'm looking at them right now, but I think
Better be Yankees.
I'm gonna stick with the obnoxious team. I'm gonna go with the '95 Mariners teal jersey.
Oh, okay.
With
Wait, was Suzuki
Griffey.
on that team?
Griffey.
Oh, Griffey, yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah.
David Suzuki.
Not
no, Nick Suzuki of the Montreal
Ichiro.
Canadiens.
I just pictured David Suzuki is what I'm saying.
Ichiro was a little bit after, I believe.
So you
Yeah,
like
he was like
that
2000.
Grizzlies-esque color then?
Yeah, it's the same. That's the same vibe, and that's
Miami
the same
Dolphins
era
vibes,
too, right?
man.
Yeah.
That's that same era.
and we really underestimate, like we don't really understand how crazy a talent Ken Griffey Jr. was.
Griffey
At that time.
was sick because no
Unreal.
steroids, man.
Yeah, that was a zero steroid, just a natural
That we
athlete,
caught.
and he was just
Yeah, that we caught.
unreal.
But,
Yeah, true.
I mean,
No,
to
but he
me,
wasn't necessarily like the biggest guy either, right?
And yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was just good. He was
Yeah.
just good. It's like Bo Jackson. All Bo Jackson did
Bo
was
Jackson was a legend.
yeah. Bo
He had
Jackson
a
just did
cartoon
push-ups.
show
Yeah, it
about
was wild.
himself with Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky in it called The All Stars and a cereal. You guys probably don't
Bo
remember
Jackson was a two-sport athlete, and he
Yeah,
was like
baseball
an
and-
all-star in two sports.
that. Football.
Just unbelievable. Anyway, hey, did you ever hear about how he injured himself? By the way, just as a tangent.
He tripped
That
over a
man-
rock or something.
No, that man was so strong. He literally he got tackled in football. Somebody wrapped him up and didn't let go, and he pulled his own leg. He pulled his own hip out of its socket as he tried to jerk his leg out. As he tried to pull his body out from the
Yeah.
grip of this man. So imagine like locking your hand in a vice and yanking your body in one direction and pulling your arm out of its socket. That's what he did on the field. That's how strong he was. His own momentum drove him forward to the point where his hip came out of its socket.
his own
That's how he hurt
boots.
himself.
Yeah.
And he said, he's like, I could have just fell, but I didn't want to.
That's a metaphor for society these days.
Yeah.
We've
That's
gotten
it.
so
Alright.
advanced, we're just hurting ourselves. All right,
That's
guys,
it.
next one.
Push, you're up.
Oh, okay. It's back on me. And the hockey ones are like questionable. Like I think Simran's too hipster to choose them, so that's good. My brother might
But-
want one of them. If that's Patwant, by the way, if you guys don't know. Oh man. I think I'll just do logo right now because I don't know, man. I love this logo, and for me, it's the Blue Jays logo from 2012 to 2019. Like I don't think anyone's taken that one, but I really enjoy that logo. It's like it's throwbacks to the Blue Jay of the original days when they had the World Series wins, but it's a cleaner look for me. And
It's a great logo.
Yeah, and it's kind of synonymous.
It's pretty classic.
It's like a classic look.
Yeah.
And it's synonymous with like Blue Jays winning their postseason success and Joey Bats, Tulowitzki, that kind of era here we had.
Ooh.
Or are you saying the Vernon Wells era Jays aren't your favorite?
That logo was not my favorite, but I watched those
Let me
Jays
die.
Yeah, that's
a lot. I watched those Jays a lot.
I watched those Jays get the crap kicked out of them by Scott
Oh.
Kazmir.
Oh yeah. Tampa Bay Rays left
Every-
Kazmir. Woo!
every time opening it,
Yeah.
and freaking Gibby would just ruin the entire rotation trying
Yeah,
to beat.
you were sharing something about him today.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was pretty waste man.
And Cito Gaston was just like, I don't really want to coach anymore. You guys go ahead. Like, this team is really not worth my time. And
So
he was right. And he was right.
Yeah, but that's where I fell in love with the team because Doc Halladay. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have ever been into baseball if I wasn't watching it during that kind of horrendous era. And
Doc
that's why it was
Halladay,
so nice to see like the winning era too a little bit.
Yeah,
for those 2 years.
like it was weird when we had pitching, we didn't have hitting. When we had hitting, we didn't have pitching. Like there was a spot time there where we had like the ghost of BJ Ryan, Doc Halladay, and we had AJ Burnett all on the same team.
Yeah.
And then all we had to hit
the
was
ghost
like
of PJ Ryan.
yeah, we had
Yeah.
what was it what was that guy's name? He ended up being like a DH for like a really long time, basically
Carlos
popping up and down
Delgado?
for the minor. No. There's Vernon Wells, and they had another guy batting cleanup. I don't remember.
Rios?
Huh?
Not Rios, right?
No. Yeah, they had Rios. He had a ridiculous what is it? Throw from like way out there in the corner.
Yeah,
but
Bernard.
he couldn't get on base, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah,
They were really playing checkers when everybody else was playing chess at that point.
felt like it. Anyways,
Great.
so that's my pick for logo.
All right, next up we have the man who is researching very hard. But the one.
No, I was just looking at this. All right, so I'm just looking at my list here. Should I go into another jersey or should I go into a logo? Because logo is a great idea. I'm going to go into a logo here, and I'm going to pick the initial, the original, but it still exists. A little bit modified with things around it and different shapes around it. But the logo I'm going with is, and you really have to look at it to appreciate it, is the NHL Minnesota Wild logo. It is probably one of my favorite logos of all time because of what it looks like.
Yeah.
The silhouette of what it is and what's happening inside of it.
Yeah. It's actually super cool. I don't think people look at it.
Yeah.
It's
A lot
really
of people
cool.
don't know what it
very-
is, but like you have to see it. It's like one of those things. It's 2-3 different things happening.
I'm all for teams with more green in the NHL. Hands down, anytime there's a team that wears green in the NHL, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. This is dope.
Yeah.
It's too bad the Stars wear green, but like, because I hate them.
Well, you can't like them if you're an Oilers fan, especially.
Yeah, basically. I mean, they're not the same Stars, to be fair. Like, but like you just, I think Dallas Stars, and I think like Darian Hatcher. You know what I mean? I think Darian Hatcher. I think Sergei Zubov. I think Mike Modano. I think Brendan Morrow and Marty Turco, and I get angry. I get
as you're
really
watching
angry.
this on
Ed
YouTube.
Belfour,
you,
dude.
You
Ed
see the steam
Belfour
building
Ed
up out of
Belfour,
his-
yeah.
in the crotch. Remember that?
That guy. Okay. You're making me
Wow,
angry.
that's
Okay.
not on my list.
he's getting real triggered.
So then,
All right, then. Well, so that's my pick. It's the Minnesota Wild logo.
Yeah, no, I'm a
One of
bit
the
biased
most epic
because
logos ever.
I'm a big
Yeah.
Gabrick fan, so I'm a bit biased. So
yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
a
just gonna mention like
yeah.
Marion Gabrick.
You know who
if there was ever a guy who was
Wild?
trapped,
Yeah, I was just gonna say that if there's anyone whose career was kind of wasted.
wasted with the Minnesota Wild and playing for Jacques.
Yeah, but
Legault.
you look at Minnesota now, though, right?
Oh,
It's a
God.
completely different team. They got like
there's-
Kaprizov and all those guys.
Yeah,
My
but,
favorite
like,
guy on that team was Dubnyk, just because I love Doobie.
Yeah, I really like Devin.
Straight
Dubnyk.
up. He was
He
solid.
got. I think he really got shafted in Edmonton.
He literally
by,
did.
by a coach or by a
I mean,
GM that really didn't.
He's sitting in a pretty nice spot
Understand
right now in
things.
Colorado, though.
Of course. I mean, when he
Cup-
was on
Cup
Minnesota,
favorites,
he
right?
was pretty. Remember that one stretch he had on Minnesota? Well, he was like the top goalie in the league.
Dude, he was
Yeah.
for
Up
at
there?
least 6 years.
He had a
was
few
like-
years
was
there
Vezina
where he was
caliber.
doing
Yeah,
really
and-
well.
And you know, the interesting thing was his numbers didn't really shift that much from his time in Edmonton. The problem was they just couldn't surround him with a defense strong
Any
enough.
talent, yeah.
And then like basically he just got like annihilated for that 1 weak goal a game that he would allow supposedly, even though his save percentage was pretty much on average with like Ben Bishop, who was crushing the league with Tampa Bay at the time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
who was considered like a really
Way
high
better
end goaltender.
defense.
Yeah, it's hilarious. They were pretty much like career comparables.
All right, Simran, you are on the clock.
Oh yes. Ooh, okay. So this is actually a hard one for me because I've made a few here, and I'm debating which direction I want to go in. If I want to go iconic or if I want to actually go aesthetic. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because we're what?
This is round 3.
Round 3, so I'm 3 picks
Round
in.
3
Yeah, so,
into round 4.
so I got a lot, but I gotta pull
You think
out.
you have a lot, but you don't.
Oh,
because you got
my
the
friend.
logo.
You're gonna get
you
picked
got-
off, man.
Okay, so I'm still good. I'm still good. All right, so I'm gonna go with the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, for iconic jerseys.
Why
Look
not?
at Cushy's face. Look at Cushy's face.
I wasn't expecting something like that, but that's pretty out of the
Well,
box.
I
so
wasn't
that's a good
expecting
one.
Minnesota Wild from Pat, so
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting
I honestly
that.
wasn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't either, but it's honestly, if you
For-
have never seen that logo, take a real
iconic.
good look at it. But anyways, back to the Globetrotters.
Yeah, the Globetrotters. I mean, like as far as
it's
like
iconic. Yeah,
they're it's like a traveling circus kind of thing. But when you look at the kind of work they do in the community as far as like raising awareness and like their history as being in predominantly black or a team from a predominantly black neighborhood, showcasing ridiculous talent and the kind of stuff they're able to do, it's pretty cool. And to be able to go to watch them like is pretty incredible, just from like a pure like childlike standpoint, to understand what it means to like have that kind of skill and to be able to throw it. Like our modern equivalent to that is like and one mixtape,
yeah.
but with so much more like vinegar like to it, you know what I mean? There's so much more sauce to it. So yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters for an iconic look.
And you're up again for round 4. So first pick of round 4
yeah.
is you
That was
again.
Jersey, sorry? That was Jersey, right?
That was Jersey, right?
That was Jersey. That was
Yeah.
Jersey. All right. Yeah, okay. So this is interesting. I can clown you guys in a lot of different ways right now.
So you
I
think?
kind of want to burn a good one for
Gotta they?
for a logo. Okay. And
Okay.
this to me is probably no, you know what? Yeah, why not? Yeah, for a logo. Okay, so one of my favorite logos of all time is the Halifax Mooseheads drawn the illustrated moose. It was this and another one and a couple ones for me, but like that specific jersey, just aesthetically, it's nothing particularly significant about it or like, you know, the history of the team for me or anything like that, but just being a fan of the jersey made me a fan of the team. And so I kind of like keep an eye on them every now and again, or who the draft picks are.
I think
and
that
stuff
is
like
one of the ugliest logos.
You absolutely hate it.
I absolutely hate it. And I love
What year is it?
Times.
It's
Their
literally
logo-
been there
their-
like it's this shit.
Yeah, their
it's
logo's
like,
been
yeah.
the same.
It's like the
This is
third
the first
jersey
time I've
drawn
seen this
H.
logo. I've honestly never
It's an H
known
with
this.
like a
with a
it's
moose in
With a
front
moose
of the
head,
H.
with literally
in front of it. And it's-
It looks like
lopsided
it
moose
should
head.
like a
be like-
hand-drawn moose.
It looks
and
like it's on
the-
a textbook or like some sort of like.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
kind of
it's
looks like an
literally-
alpaca mixed with a moose.
It's-
So
it's the-
the reason
It's
why
it's up there. It's up there with the Bruins
yeah
drawn bear.
Yeah, the Winnie
like
the
it's the
Pooh. So
worst. It's the
there
worst.
was a so basically for me, if there's a thing that I'm a fan of and aesthetically that just keeps me up at night, like I like it's just immense visual pleasure, is things that have to do with early Canadiana for some reason. Like
Yeah.
anytime I watch the animation style of the old Log Drivers waltz, that little heritage moment, you know what I'm talking about, right? And the song gets stuck in your head, stuff like that, or like
Oh, young, I have never seen that.
or when we if you want to bring it back to jerseys, when we look at something like, you know, the Christmas or the hockey sweater, the novel we all read,
and then it's animated on YouTube now too.
The picture book we all had read to us
It's ruining dreams for every kid out there.
And that whole thing and the animation style of that, or like just seeing the maple leaf, just the Canadian maple leaf drawn in its various ways throughout the history of, you know, Team Canada or something like that. That's really iconic to me. One of the biggest, most iconic things is how, you know, Canada was settled in the early days, and how this logo sort of harkens back a little bit to that visually. I think the team goes back in history quite a while. And obviously Halifax has had its fair shares of tragedy. We talk about, not a lot of people know this, but back in World War II, like half of Halifax was like completely demolished after.
Yeah, because they were all at war.
No. A warship blew up in the harbor in Halifax.
Another
and absolutely like destroyed the town and like killed.
Halifax was
like one of the biggest national tragedies in Canadian history.
And it's the first military base in Canada too. Halifax.
Yeah, something like that.
Or the British.
Yeah. So it's Fort Halifax, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, a really, really odd significance, but like Halifax is also home to was home to a lot of mooses. I think that a lot of them gotten hunted out.
What's the plural of mooses?
You said mooses. I think it's just moose. I am mistaken. The plural of moose is moose.
It's actually meese.
Is it meese?
You would be. I would just
definitely not.
moose. It's meese.
All right,
Google it.
Wow, meese
right now. Do it. It's meese. And I think it's stupid. It should just be moose. Hey, look, there's a bunch of moose. Hey,
look, the meese over there.
The herd of moose came.
I mean, goose, geese, moose, meese, really?
Moose, meese, yeah.
Moose, meese. Pat, you're up.
Sounds like a.
Pat, give it to us.
Pat, you're up.
I'm up.
Moose, meese.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it! Already.
Yeah. We'll do this round, and then I'll kind of go. I'll do a quick recap of what you guys still need to do.
Okay, so, all right. First of all, I mean, we're still doing a live thing, but check that cool logo I sent you guys in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm gonna go next into international, and I'm gonna go international. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna go 1992 NHL All-Star jersey for my All-Star jersey pick. 1992.
Yeah, that's the classic. That was on my list too. It's just
no, it's not the one you think it is. That's the beauty of this one.
It's the one with the stars, right? The white.
Yeah,
I'm thinking 93. I'm thinking 93.
Yeah.
So it's sort of when Steve Yzerman was a young buck, and he was demolishing the league.
Oh, the 75th anniversary of the NHL.
And and people were like,
kind of like the Capitals jersey.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit like that. In fact, if the Capitals wore this today, it would be better than their current looks. to be frank.
Arguably so, yes.
I like their jerseys.
So yeah, that's the jersey pick, and I'm sure you guys all just looked at it.
That's one of my favorites. All right.
Yeah, it's a runner up to the 89 to 91 one, which they reused in 93. So that's the orange version of it.
Yeah, they kept those for a long time. Yeah.
Those are the classic vintage.
That was just
the Campbell Cup and those
whatever the other one was.
Campbell Cup.
That's cool. Like there was a lot of heritage back in the NHL during that time. I think to cater to U.S. audiences, they felt the need to basically
and global audiences. After
global audiences. Yeah, like nobody really understood the history of the league during that time.
The Campbell Conference days was the best. Like when they had the two conferences like that, it was a lot more.
I think the playoff format was far more interesting, but at the same time, you had a lot of logistical issues as the league grew, right? You had travel and you had, how to make series and
geographical.
And the league was not financially very great back then either. So, things that we can do now with the league, I mean, you could probably sustain that sort of format now. But back then it really wasn't possible.
The league?
And a lot of leagues were struggling,
The league really needs to sponsor the show. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, we're doing them a favor here.
We're doing them a huge favor. All right, who's the next?
All right,
It's
we are up that Kush.
me.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna choose my international one because it's gonna go probably. It's a classic. It's the era where some of the best the game's ever seen are on their way out. Some of the new stars are stamping their kind of foot down, and that's the 2002 Salt Lake City Canadian men's Olympic jersey. Clean. It's just super clean.
I
It's
have
like
that jersey.
yeah, I mean it's
should go get it.
nice.
Show
It's
the
really
viewers.
good. You have some of the most legendary players in the game playing at this time.
Mario
There
Lemieux
were
captained
Joseph,
that team.
McInnes, Rob Blake, Niedermeyer, Pronger, Jovanovski, etc. I'm not even touch forwards. So you got Pat Quinn, legendary coach as well. You know, he's there. Ken Hitchcock, who, you know, there's a lot of memes about him. But so the thing for me is like, okay, you got your Lemieux, that's like his last, you know, kind of hurrah in the game. He's on the way out. Fleury's kind of on the
Playing
way
with
out.
Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all like to like just whitewash the fact that they got absolutely destroyed
Yeah.
the
They did
following
not-
Olympics in Turin, even though they probably arguably had the best jerseys at that tournament.
Yeah.
You know what it
So-
is? This was the jersey you picked, Kush, was the last sort of nostalgia because it was the last of an era of
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
stars
Like,
playing together.
Those guys are gone. The new guard is like your Sakic and Iserman, right? And Ginla's
Well,
there. So
even they were like Sakic was really old. at
they're
the
in their
time.
prime.
Yzerman
They're
was
in their
still old,
prime
yeah.
then, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
They were
Anyways,
in their
even
prime.
Ryan
The
Smith,
Newdykes,
even Ryan Smith cracked that
Myers.
team.
Scott Stevens,
Yeah.
It was
Anyways,
it was a wild team. Yeah, it was very good.
Patrick Raw, Brodeur, and Cujo and goalie.
crazy team.
Yeah, that turn as good as that Turin team, that's how bad that, or as good as that Salt Lake team was, that's how bad that Turin team was.
I
They
don't know
took
what
a
you're
bunch
talking
of
about with Turin. What was that?
Oh, man.
Let's just
Dorito,
do
they took a bunch of old guys. They had the nicest jerseys. Nike made them these incredible slim, like form-fitting jerseys. They could barely move in. It was a complete departure from
That's
what.
why.
Well, no, it was a complete departure from what teams or hockey jerseys were typically like, and they looked so athletic and mean on the ice. Black Team Canada jerseys, and it basically started the trend of how jerseys fit today. Where like I think within a couple of years, the Reebok Edge jerseys came out. Like international play was still rocking those black jerseys. The World Junior teams rocked them for a long time. Those slim Nike jerseys. And continue to do so today, and they've seen quite a bit of success. But yeah, that was a weird turning point for jerseys, especially in hockey. Just as a side tidbit there.
Yeah. So I'm up now, and I'm gonna kind of ride that Team Canada wave, but I'm gonna go in a completely different direction. I'm gonna go to the 1948 Team Canada jerseys. So those were the baby blues, the ones that they wore, the Royal Canadian Air Force. With the
military
baby
ones.
blue, the military style ones. It kind of looks like a Winnipeg Jets jersey, but
It's because it was the war at that time.
yeah, exactly. So it was the first Winter Games following the Second World War, and Canada won gold in those. So I think in that era, a baby blue jersey was not really thought of, and I think like just the look of that baby blue contrasting with the navy, contrasting with the red. Simran, I know you're googling it right now.
Yeah,
You can
it's
see
a sick jersey because
And-
it follows the
the Air Force thing.
Canadian Air Force crest.
Yes.
It's a really beautiful jersey. I think
Very simple.
the Winnipeg Jets really paid homage to this jersey in their recent iterations of jerseys, especially with their main crest logo. It's quite a stunning little piece of Canadiana. I'm a sucker for this.
We're the same. We're suckers for Canadian,
Yeah,
and
I love
that's a heritage moment for sure.
Yeah, that's a nice jersey.
And we'll start off. I believe we are now in round 5.
Ooh.
I'm going to jump on the All-Star jersey because my list for All-Star jerseys is not very long. I am going to take another very obnoxiously colored jersey. For some reason, it's just what I'm drawn to. This jersey was my childhood, essentially. I remember going to McDonald's and getting these jerseys in like the toys and stuff.
Oh, you piece of shit.
And specifically from 94 to 97, the Western All-Star jersey, kind of modeled after the Dallas Stars jersey with the star. It's like teal with
These
the white
were
bottom.
so nice. These were so nice.
So beautiful. So beautiful. It's that classic, and it's very
Kermit the
similar
Frog.
Yep.
Kermit the Frog.
I remember it was the Muppets at McDonald's. I remember Kermit the Frog. There was a Miss Piggy. There was I believe there was an animal too, but I remember those vividly, and that's going to be my All-Star jersey pick. So 94 to 97 Western All-Stars.
Those were, I think that's the peak of 90s era.
Yeah.
Like kitsch, as far as jersey style goes. Anything outside of that was terrible. Like it was downhill from there.
I don't mind the All-Star jerseys now, just because
they're flamboyant. I'll say that.
They're flamboyant, but they're generic.
They're generic,
but they're also bright at the same time. I don't mind the current.
I like the second last one, which was all black with white, black and white with your team logo in black.
I absolutely hate that.
You don't like that one?
The All-Star game should be a celebration, and it should be a visual celebration. That looked like we were attending a funeral. And it should have been. It was a funeral for the All-Star game, which has routinely been probably one of the most boring hockey events to watch. It's a time for the league to basically puff their chest and say, hey, like to our sponsors, like, hey, look, we did this thing. It was nice. Look, our players. And they can't even, they have to enforce players to go. They have to levy fines and suspensions and things like that to players that don't attend. And like, really, like the players don't really want to be there. It might be an honor for like some of the younger guys, but like there's no real competition and standing involved. It's a glorified like horse and pony show. Is that the saying?
I believe that is the saying.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good hockey, and people don't watch it. And people don't buy the jerseys either.
I watched the skills competition. That's about it.
You can tell that people don't buy. Like how many when you guys go to, last time we went to an Oilers game or whatever, or you don't watch one on TV, how many people do you see rocking an All-Star McDavid All-Star jersey? You don't. I've seen more McDavid world class, what is it, the world championship jerseys, where his Team North America, because that team was badass and also super fun to watch.
You know,
right?
Just another thing I want to touch on real quick. You know, going into this cool jersey and all-star facts, mixed with Moloch's last Team Canada 1948 pick. Did you know in that era of World International Championship games, they didn't have a Team Canada from multiple teams, like players from teams? They picked like one of the teams that was in Canada, and that team played in the Olympics. So that team, just so you know, because it had that ode to the Winnipeg Jets current jersey, which is based on the Canadian Air Force, their logo, that was the Ottawa RCAF, Royal Canadian Air Force Flyers. So the Ottawa Flyers. Yeah. That was the team that played in that Olympics. That's why their logo looked like that. That's why it's kind of cool. And cool. Shout out to the 1952 Olympians, Edmonton Mercuries.
Pow pow. So yeah, it's a lot of cool jersey history there. Who's next? I think Pat, you're up. No, is it Kush?
It's
Kush.
me. All right. So for this one, I don't know, man. I just seeing this jersey, especially like kind of during this time, it was just so different to me ish. And I really enjoyed it. Like even the color, Simran, you talked about greens popping.
Yeah.
So this is the 99 to 2003 Phoenix Coyotes.
Ooh, Kachina.
Jeremy Roenick.
Kachina.
Yeah. So their like home jersey, which was white back then, really clean.
Trash.
I just love their like sides, like the bottom.
And it's similar to what we were talking about the
Vancouver.
Grizzlies, right? The small details, right?
It's literally taking the identity of a place. Like you talk about the Haida art that they incorporated in the Vancouver jersey. You talk
Yeah.
about the Navajo sort of inspired designs of the Kachina jersey, and the colorways that resemble picks in the desert and stuff like that. And
especially like on the alternate one at the bottom. You got the desert,
Yeah.
you got your cactus,
it's
cacti.
and that to me, it's very. It looked like you worked at Taco Bell, but at the same time,
It was very authentic to that area.
It defined
Like
an
the
era,
Southwest.
and that was
Yeah.
the Southwest, and it was very much a real identity, a branding identity with the team that I think they probably should have held on to a little bit more.
Well, but that's the thing now.
Coyote
We
ugly,
we
right?
saw
It's so
yeah.
good.
we saw it with the Raptors now, right? They brought it
Yeah.
back, and we
I
saw
think the
this year
yeah,
they brought it back again. So
you can
like,
see
it's
what
such
the Gretzky era of Coyotes ownership. We saw what that did to
The
both their
red brick
identity
red,
and their on ice performance. Bringing back the Kachina was cool. I mean, it's not like this team has a history of success anyway. So like you're not
The
realistically,
Daniel
you can do
Briere,
you can do whatever you want, and so do whatever you want. Like look good, look bad. We see that with Vegas right now. Rocking the bright gold helmets, the white gloves, doing
Yeah.
that whole
Trying.
thing, and I'm like,
They're trying.
go hard, be obnoxious. If you're good, if you're bad, just be yourself. And I think that's what Vegas is doing, and Vegas doing a hell of a job of it, because try to shut him up, try to chirp a guy for wearing a gold helmet when he's dangling your freaking jock out your pants.
Yeah, you can't
and
say
he's
anything when you're playing
on you,
well,
yeah.
right?
And then you
That's
got
the thing.
Ryan Reeves there to knock your teeth into the back of your throat.
Yes.
All right, Pat, you are up here with the next pick.
All right, next pick is. I'm just looking at what I have left. All right, so I'm gonna go on a. I got some jerseys left. I pretty much picked everything except for I didn't do alternate and international, eh? So what I'll do is I'll go into that, and let me just pop up my list here. I have over here. All right, should I do this one? You know what? Whatever comes, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna go into. It's a tie. It's a toss up, but oh, I gotta go with a classic. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the 2005 to 2007 home shirt. Now I said shirt. That should give you a clue of Team England for football.
Okay.
So it's
I'm
the
so shocked. Oh my god, that's
well.
so
You know what? It was a
much
toss up between them and another country.
Wait, the home Reds, right?
No, the home white at
The
that
home
time, but it had
whites,
that little.
okay.
It had that little red cross on the shoulder here.
Yeah.
It's when Beckham was having fun with his hair, and the managers of the teams were getting mad because they're like, "You can't do that. The Queen's going to be here." And Sir Alex was like, "What are you doing?" And it was a fun time for Beckham, where he was just exploding with popularity, and his managers are trying to control the celebrity opposed to the football player. So it was a fun time. England wasn't the best at that time. It's my jersey. I have a runner-up though, the
Well, you had
2013
that
one.
ancient Frank Lampard out there.
Oh my
like-
God, yes.
Oh my God. Nobody on that team could move. They couldn't skate, or
It was the
they couldn't
end
run.
of an era of players who at that time football was like this. All the players on one, not literally one united team. When I say united, I
Yeah.
mean England. All the players literally hated each other
Yeah.
because they played on such competing clubs in the Premier League.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Beckham and Lampard, buddies? Hell no.
No.
Not at all. However, when they played on the international squad, they kind of had to. A few games in, you'll see guys like Gerrard and Beckham kind of being buddies, but not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Gerrard, Beckham, Lampard. We had Crouch up front, which was he was utterly useless. I think
I'm talking jersey only, guys, not the team.
All right, Simran, you're up here. We'll do this
up
and
again?
We'll do a recap.
Okay, so I got two up. So my last one was the what was it? Harlem Globetrotters, and I had the
Yeah, so if you
Moose
want to
Heads.
do alternate jersey, you need
Yeah, the
an
Moose Head.
all-star jersey as
oh
well.
yeah, I had the Mooseheads. Okay. So classic looks. I will say we'll go to basketball. I'm talking about the Mellow era Denver Nuggets. Baby blue and yellow.
The mountain.
No mountains, just straight Denver Nuggets. Like
Okay.
mellow, like Carmelo Anthony era.
Yeah.
Baby blues, the champion jerseys. And for a team that struggled for so long, they thought they finally got their like guy, and he was compared for so long to LeBron James, like they were like a 1 and 2 kind of thing for so long. I mean, we know how that turned out. One of them was actually probably a generational talent, and the other one was a very good player in his own right, but nowhere close to LeBron James. I like that jersey. I was like in the 7th grade, and like both LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony were just breaking into the league. They were just kind of like a big deal, and I just started like really getting into basketball, and started playing basketball, and that was a jersey of my cousins gave me a fake Carmelo Anthony jersey from a Toronto flea market. This thing it felt like it was made out of like the stuff tea bags are made out of.
Just
That.
a potato sack. Just
And
a
yeah,
potato sack.
it was shiny, and it was polyester. It was a polyester potato sack, but I'll be damned if I didn't wear that thing every freaking day.
Melo was like kind of like as a modern word is, he was kind of like a vibe, right? Because
It was a vibe.
yeah, like you just compared him and LeBron. Melo I think came like maybe 1 or 2 years before him, but like
Yeah.
Melo was honestly amazing. He just never had a supporting cast that really could live up to the similar teams.
And
Because LeBron had struggles too at the start of his career. He had to leave.
True.
We all know that, Tamasha, right?
Oh,
and
man.
even now, a lot of his teams are super teams. He kind of tries to control what was brought in. So like Melo never had that swing. But
it was
like
a different era.
Yeah, like he played unreal though. Like he was always like he's kind of was almost like not always, but like he did a lot of the lifting himself, so he's kind of left out to hang.
And that was the interesting thing where like I for me, like aesthetically, I loved that color combination, and like it really defined an era. It was like a really weird fruity era. You had And One probably at its peak, that was like rocking like all these baby blue and white shades during that time. Like aesthetically for me, like basketball shoes and jerseys, that was that walking down the halls, that was the coolest thing in junior high. TD Baker, you run that show with that high fashion runway shit back then. So yeah, that was a vibe for me for sure.
All right, so before we jump into the next round, I'm going to do a quick recap here of what has been picked and what is left to be picked. So I had the first overall pick, so I have selected so far the 95-96 Toronto Raptors purple dinosaur jersey, the 95-96 Anaheim Mighty Ducks eggplant jersey, the 95 Mariners teal, which falls under my alternate, 1948 Team Canada jersey, and then the 94-97 Western All-Stars jersey, which really upset Simran. Second,
that was a great jersey.
Second, Kush, 96-97 Edmonton Oilers, 95-96 Vancouver Grizzlies teal, the Arizona, or I guess the Phoenix Coyotes Kachina jersey, the 2012 to 2019 Blue Jays logo, and then for his international, you have selected the 2002 Salt Lake City Team Canada men's ice hockey team jersey. Number 3, we had Pat. He has the 99-2000 Man U whites. He has the early Mario Lemieux black Penguins jersey, the Minnesota Wild logo, the 2005 to 2007 home Team England shirt, to be specific, and then the 92 All-Star. So that leaves you with an alternate jersey that you still need to select. And then Simran, Oakland Raiders, black and silver, the Harlem Globetrotters, which I guess technically can be an all-star jersey if you wanted.
If you want, I mean, yeah, it's like
I would say that would fall under all-star maybe.
Fair. It's also like international too.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, they're from Harlem,
like a bunch.
So
yeah.
The baby blue Denver Nuggets, the worst logo I've ever seen in my life, with the Halifax Mooseheads logo.
It's gorgeous. You shut your whore mouth.
And the Brazil International yellow kits. All right, so let's continue on. We're gonna cut the draft a bit short. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of triggered Simrans, so I think we'll try to keep it at that time marker. So we'll go We'll go 8 rounds, so we have a few rounds to go. Simran, you are on the clock. You have an alternate jersey left to pick, and you have an open slot as well.
Right. Okay. All right. So I have a couple options here. I could go in a few different directions, but I think the most apt for me is something that's pretty close to heart, pretty close to a lot of people's hearts here in Canada. The Humboldt Broncos and Swift Current Broncos. They shared a name and they share a history of tragedy with their teams. And so in memorial for those two teams, that shared a name. They came up with a memorial jersey, and to me, it's very meaningful, but also one of the freshest drips I've ever seen. So, kudos to them for not dropping the ball on something like that. I mean, like, hey, it would have been very important, very special anyway, but it's going to be hard to argue with how beautifully that jersey turned out, and I'd be honored
that's
to
the power
rep
of a
that.
jersey, though, right?
Yeah,
that's the power of a jersey, right?
Yeah, it's a tragedy that literally twice brought this nation together. When you think about the how far hockey and those who play it, the connections stretch across this country and what it means to us and everything like that. And to hear, I remember when I first heard about the Humboldt Broncos, the crash and where I was, and like I was in Saskatoon at the time, and I went to school with kids that were from Humboldt that grew up, quite literally a stone's throw away from the town, and knew people there and knew people that were on that bus. And if you've ever been around Saskatchewan or Saskatoon for that matter, and anywhere around there, like I drove through Swift Current. Not a lot of people can say that. You can see how incredibly tight knit those communities are, and what kind of impact something like that leaves. I mean, in a relatively big city like Edmonton or Toronto or something like that, you hear about a car crash or some kind of tragedy. It's like, wow. Sadly, it's a statistic. But in a place like that, it's so much more.
Affects the community in a big way.
Yeah, it literally guts.
And it became a quite a national thing.
Yeah, it became a national thing as well. And there was a lot of fallout from that, which I won't get into, but you really see
a lot of
the
things
impact.
came out of that.
Yeah, a lot of some of them not great. We have to really look at ourselves a little bit.
Yeah,
but a lot of positive things as well. Or I should say, moments of strength and solidarity, not necessarily positives, but certainly moments of reflection and strength and solidarity and learning. Yeah. And I think that this jersey symbolizes that, especially for me. And so, yeah, that's going to be my pick. And that also crosses off my alternates.
Indeed. All right. So, Pat, you are up next.
All right. For an alternate jersey, it's very hard to pick one that, especially with the teams that I prefer watching, that is so out there, but it's a toss-up. But at the end of the day, I'd be very remiss if I didn't pick this jersey. So this jersey is not just because it looks cool and because I guess you can say a lot of us can relate with it. It goes deeper for me. Okay, so the pick I'm going to make is the 2001 alternate jersey designed by Todd McFarlane of the Edmonton Oilers, the oil drop jersey. Okay. And the reason I picked, pardon?
You cannot select an Oilers jersey.
You cannot select it.
Wait,
what?
He already picked
the Oilers in round one.
That was my first pick.
Oh my goodness.
Your pick is ineligible.
Okay, that's all good then.
The rule comes through.
No. You forfeit this pick.
We'll give him some time. We'll give him some time to come up with something.
No, I got one.
Yeah.
You don't need to give me any time.
The rule strikes
Yeah, all right. I just got strucken away with that rule. But what I'll do is I'll go
Rejection.
into what's that?
It said rejection.
I've been rejected, and I'm gonna go into my other one here. I'm just opening the page that it's on, which is right here, and I'm very happy with this pick. I have absolutely no issue with it. It is the 2013-2014 third alternate Manchester United jersey.
Oh my God.
It's the classic white one with the
Didn't
very
he pick a
very-
Man U jersey already?
I can pick Man U though.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
God.
he picked Man U, so it's
I
he's
picked
not-
Man U already, so I can pick they're my team.
It's terrible football team, but you know.
I don't know.
I concur. I concur.
But this jersey,
Fair enough.
it's very it was used. So what happens in Man United is an away jersey of one season. It doesn't happen anymore, but it happened. Away jersey of one season became the third jersey of the following season. So they cycled one jersey for 2 seasons. What was once away becomes third or alternate for the season following. And
Which one is this? Like the blue one or the?
No, this is it was the away shirt in 2012-13 when we won our last Premier League with Sir Alex, and he retired that season. And it was our last championship for Premier League. And it was it was such an epic shirt that was worn by Rooney and Robin van Persie. And it was a white shirt with a very slight red trim here.
And then a dip down the middle.
And the trim went down as a single line, and there was buttons,
Right.
3 buttons. And so it's the Man United away shirt from 2012-13, which was the third shirt in 13-14. So that's why that's my pick. And the reason I picked it wasn't because it's Man United only. It was because it's such a clean looking shirt.
We know the real reason.
Yeah, the real reason's obvious, but regardless, it's such
It looks like an England shirt almost.
that's just
Yeah,
it. It looks so clean that you wouldn't expect this shirt from Man United typically. And usually they're very flamboyant and their colors pop on their white shirts. But then after that, all their white shirts started becoming very muted and kind of boring, in my opinion, in some senses. But this one was very nicely done. Also, that was the second last white shirt that was made by Nike, and Nike was my favorite Man United shirt manufacturer. That's my pick. Also, I got to give a shout out. If he's watching, he would never misses an episode. Arjun Bogle in the Toronto area, young guy. Shout out to him.
All right, Kush,
Okay.
you are up on the clock.
I will go ahead and do. I guess my alternate's going to be covered in this, but the Suns had probably their iconic jersey from the 93 to like 2000s, and then 94 they introduced their alternate black version. That's the one I'm going to be choosing. That's where Charles Barkley has been. He's rocked that one when kind of like towards the tail end of his career or mid-career.
Ooh,
So the black 94 alternate jersey for the Phoenix Suns.
solid jersey.
Ooh, baby. Yeah,
I've been trying to get one of those.
They're nice, man. It's a little cartoony now, but like back then it was just like
Oh,
really
no.
cool.
Still, you know what? Probably one of the best jerseys in their franchise history.
Yeah.
Because
I think so.
what happened afterwards was those square cut jerseys with like the
Yeah.
wide shoulders. I don't know why they did that.
I didn't. They kind of
And
regressed. I thought.
Yeah,
I thought they could have took
the
it to like
orange-
another level.
Yeah, the orange and gray PHX
Yeah,
Phoenix
yeah.
jerseys, which sadly like Steve Nash had to wear for the.
I
Like,
like
I
those
think
end of his
colors, but it
career.
wasn't like there wasn't like any cool logo-ish to it.
It was
you know?
But I
terrible.
think the cool thing about the 94 jersey is it still had that flamboyancy of the 90s,
Yeah.
but with that black touch, it kind
Yeah.
of muted
Yeah,
it. So it
Yeah,
was,
you had
and
the
that-
basketball and the sun color on
Yeah.
that black
And it
background.
showed
was
a little
really
bit
good.
of like the badassery of a guy like Charles Barkley, who's
Yeah,
like getting
Barkley, yeah.
arrested all the
Yeah.
time. I think he was like dating Madonna and stuff like that. He was
willing to
just a
stomp you in the
wild dude.
throat, you know.
Yeah, he was mean. Like that team was mean, and they had some crazy
Yeah,
playoff
kind of
matchups.
defined that era of basketball
Yeah,
too.
and-
A lot of
Oh
crazy
my
mofos,
God, I miss
you know.
it. I miss it so much.
all right. I am up and I have a very defining jersey. It is a
Shout
bit
outs.
obscure, but it reminds me of my childhood because it ties in wrestling
Okay.
to a hockey jersey.
I don't know where this is
I'm
going.
going to go with the 2015
I know.
Calgary Hitmen alternate jersey.
I knew it.
Black and pink,
Oh, the Bret
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 Hart.
Hart style,
Okay.
Bret Hart style
Alright.
jersey.
Decent pick.
That's I mean, and growing up for me, I grew up watching hockey, and there really wasn't a junior team in Edmonton. So I kind of was growing up, I hate to admit it, a bit of a Calgary Hitmen fan. So that
Wow.
natural tie-in with Bret Hart was like, yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. So the Hitmen were my
Yeah.
team as a child, and then they came out with that.
You
the
just
25th
missed the
anniversary
Edmonton Ice.
jersey.
That means they were here and then they left and then
See, yeah,
yeah,
And Bret Hart's also posed in that jersey, so it makes it even better.
yeah.
yeah. So that was their 25th anniversary, I believe. So that was like a special edition. But that's still and if you think about team jerseys, there's not many teams that rock that pink.
Like it's a drip.
Yeah,
It's a drip.
No one's
You
really
literally-
walking that kind of color, right?
No, it's a drip.
yeah.
And to rock a WHL jersey too, like that's pretty tight. I think the response the Oil Kings had with that was like their
Oh, yeah.
weird, complete, like out of left field, off color, black
but
and lime green vibe.
I still think
which-
that's still a sick jersey.
yeah, by itself,
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Considering the colorway of the team and like what they're trying to do. You know what? It was a weird, like to me, I should have been warned that would signify the direction in which the larger franchise as a whole was going to go under Daryl Cates, because they actually ended up purchasing the Oil Kings as well. Yeah, like the current alternate jersey, the deep navy and orange, terrible. The dark orange sort of pumpkin tones and the navy blue, terrible.
It's pretty.
Yeah, they've got some ugly jerseys. I think
It used to be
Yeah.
that actually could be up here for a jersey
Yeah.
pick because it was so good before.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
yeah. It's a
kind
good
of
one.
a classic look. Yeah.
I didn't even think
All right.
about like these other leagues, but like that could be a pick for sure for me.
Oil Kings had
100%.
that red and navy jersey or the red.
Yeah,
and
it was
Yeah.
so. That was
Oh.
like mwah,
that was
crescendo
with the crown here. That was
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
That one
And
was
for
Alright.
my next pick, I have to pick a logo. We still have another round after this, but I'm gonna kind of stick with that Canadiana nostalgia feel, stay a little bit local. And the logo that I'm gonna pick is the classic Edmonton Trappers.
I
logo.
friggin' knew it. I knew it.
Dude, Trappers, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
You
I
you said
barely even
classic. I'm like, I
remember
know
it.
where this is going.
I have to like
And-
Google it now.
That
Yeah,
that logo.
it's like that. It's like that.
He has the
scout with
topi, right?
baseball.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
which
Yeah,
which
yeah.
colorway? Which colorway are we talking about? Are we talking about red and
The-
navy blue, or are we talking about the teal
No.
and white and silver?
The teal, white, silver, like the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hunter green.
Yeah, that was
The
tight.
Jebediah Springfield one.
Exactly. And as you can see, I've picked a lot of these picks with my heart. So we
Oh,
have
that's
the
all
wrestling
good. I do
tie-in.
too.
I love
We
that.
have
Yeah, I love
we have the Simpsons
fresh
tie-in.
pick.
So
Yeah.
that is my pick for logo, the Edmonton Trappers. I believe that was part of
Cool.
their
It's a
second
good classic.
logo.
You know what, man? Like, whenever it opens up again for us to go to baseball games, like I want to check out way more local ones. 'cause
Cracker
we-
Cats. Is
Dude,
that what
yeah,
they
I was
call
just
it?
thinking about the same thing. Like,
it's a
I
cheap.
would,
It's super cheap. It's a nice night out
Hot
or
dogs,
day
bro.
out.
I would
Hot
love to attend a baseball game. I would love to
Yeah.
sit in on a
You know,
football game right now.
I've
Good
been to
entertainment,
Trappers
right?
games in the past, and they're pretty. It's a good time.
Good weather,
not a
hot
bad time.
dogs, watch
Yeah.
some baseball, watch some teams hit some dingers. What else you want?
And then you're in downtown, you can enjoy afterwards too.
Exactly. You go
Yeah,
around, walk
River
around.
Valley, whatever you
Yeah,
want to do.
beautiful summer days.
Yeah.
I don't know why more people
All
don't
right,
do it.
Kush.
Yeah, so my
Bar up.
next pick, I think I got everything except All Star covered, and I really don't care about that. So
You're gonna wait till the last round.
Want
to
to
do
trade
that
a
one, eh?
pick?
yeah, trade a
Mullet
pick.
took my
No,
pick
it's
for
okay.
All Star. So
I have to go. I have a lot of options now because actually most of my main stuff kind of got chosen. So I think I'm gonna dabble into the NFL.
Actually, yeah,
and-
this is the first NFL pick too. I think.
Yeah, you know what?
Wow.
NFL jerseys are like, they don't have the logos on them really. They do.
There's
Prominently,
there's
yeah.
some iconic designs that you think you're like, okay, I remember. Like
It's
the
the-
Ra-
Got
I guess
two NFL
the
jerseys.
Raiders. You did pick. Yeah, you did. Pick
yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders.
So like you don't all like not all of them always have the logo. So anyways, so what I was thinking of is I watched this team a lot when I first started watching football was in high school, and one of my favorite running backs of all time was on this team. Everyone knows him, LaDainian Tomlinson. No, no, Malik, no, it's not them. That's my favorite team. But so this is a San Diego Chargers.
Oh.
I like it.
Yeah, they're 2000 to 2006 kind of get up. They had
that's the one with the
navy blue. Yeah, they had the Charger,
the white navy blue, yeah.
the electric yellow charge going down as like kind of like an arm or shoulder band, and then the dark navy blue was sick. Jersey. And like when LT was running with that with his black tinted visor, ooh, looks so good.
It was fresh.
Yeah, and then the white one was awesome too. It just obviously didn't have as much color. And then the light blue, baby blue. Oh man,
it's a drip. I told you, it's a drip.
Yeah, that's like when I think of the Chargers, I think of the baby blue.
Yeah, it's similar, right? A little bit more baby to it, but or a little bit more pop rather. But so
back then, the everybody's like iced out, and it was like the hot Lana, and like you saw Nelly
LT's
wearing,
his earrings are all there and stuff, and that's like I love that team.
Band-Aid. Nelly had the Band-Aid, and he was wearing all the jerseys backwards in his music videos.
Yeah, that was Drew Brees just before he left to
Nelly
the Saints too.
Anyways. Yeah, and that was right around the time of the what's it called, the Hurricane Katrina as well.
Yeah.
So
it was
big deal. Yeah, with the Saints. Was it Saints Stadium at the time?
Yeah. And then them having to help out everyone else, or everyone else getting together to help them out. But yeah, like watching Antonio Gates receive some passes in those and just truck through people.
Who was their quarterback at that time?
So after Breeze, it was Rivers.
Oh yeah, and then
God bless his soul and his many children. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my pick, and we'll move on.
An absolute weirdo.
Pat, you are up next.
All right. So it's tough because we had to cut the rounds down a bit, and I had a few different picks, but I mean, I still have 2 picks?
You got 2 picks left, yeah.
Oh god.
7 and 8.
3.
3 picks left?
Yeah.
2.
Okay,
so
well
this one, then you have 2 more.
Okay. All right, so let's do this one then.
We are
sorry, I'm wrong.
We're on round 7
right now.
Yeah, my bad.
We have one more after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still gonna go with this one just because it's man, it's so hard, man.
There's so much talent left on the board.
I didn't even realize that.
There's so much.
I messed up.
So much talent.
Okay, well, it's a toss.
All-star team.
All right, guys, I'm gonna do this one. When you said there's no NFL, I kind of was like, oh, there was, but I have one, and it is the 2016 throwback Bumblebee Pittsburgh Steelers jersey.
Good one. I was debating this one as well.
I have it, and it was hard to get for me at that time. I have the Palomelo one, and it's awesome. And I got to get a
I love that anything that has like that barbershop print. I'm a huge fan. Like I know the
100%.
The Canadians had that. The Seattle Metropolitans back in the day had that.
Google the original British Dennis the Menace, not the North American one, the British one. He also had that.
All right,
where's
Simran,
Waldo?
you are up for 2 picks. Yeah, where's Waldo?
In that same vein, I'm gonna hit y'all with the Canadians barber pole jersey from back in 1982 or wherever that was from. So yeah, I know Pat was looking for that one, but
I gotta close my Habs pages now.
Yeah, good luck with
that's
that.
true.
They had some really iconic looks. One of the ones
it wasn't that jersey, but yeah,
I know the one I was thinking about going with was the red and green Habs century anniversary jersey, which was really cool, and then also the white the all white Habs jersey I think they brought back a couple of years ago. And I think, Pat, you have like a PK Subban of that one, right?
I do.
Yeah, so that one's really iconic for me as well.
And now the last pick of the draft for you.
For me,
hit all the criteria. So
this one's tough. This one's really tough.
Like you said, there's still so much left on the table. There's so much talent on the table still.
There is a lot of talent. I'm trying to think of, because this is going to be voted on. That's the trick, right? This is gonna be voted
gotta hit
on.
the
So like I'm trying to
heartstrings.
think. Okay, like if I go too obscure with this is my logic. If I go too obscure with this, people aren't
No,
gonna vote on it,
you need to flamingo it
You're
up.
already all in on that.
right? If I go too
But but here's the
mainstream,
thing.
it's too
If
obvious.
it's a
not
sick
tasteful.
drip, if it's a sick jersey, if it's a sick kit, people are gonna
Ah.
Google it and they're gonna be like, "Oh, yo, that's pretty sick."
Yeah, you might be leading us on to some new things that we haven't seen.
Am I on the
a couple of your things I had no idea about. I was like, oh wow, this looks cool.
Am I rocking a drip or am I rocking?
I mean,
Okay.
if we're looking at your picks, you've been pretty safe so far with a lot of your picks. So
Yeah, I have. It's been more emotion, right? It's been more
playing to
emotion.
the crowd.
But I could go right out of left field with some of these.
I think you should.
Okay, so I'll give you some runners up for me. These were my last picks. I'll give you some runners up. First one, Brooklyn Dodgers. We're talking Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. First man to break the color barrier in the National Baseball League. I think it was the National League at the time. I don't know. But yeah, really, really important jersey. Iconic drip, especially when the one that said Brooklyn across the front.
Yeah.
Second one, my second runner-up is the Oregon Ducks. OG green, yellow, white pants.
They've had so many renditions.
Yeah,
It's so
they've
hard
had
to narrow it down to
It's
one.
tough. I mean, their OG like Donald Duck jersey was like pretty cool for me. That being said, they have so many looks, and I'm a fan of all the things they do with their jerseys. I think it's really, really cool. The different feather motifs and stuff
Their
like that.
helmets are always my favorite too.
Yeah, their helmets are dope, and they're not afraid to go crazy with the colors, and I love that. Okay, my third runner-up. Okay,
You just got a list of runners.
my third runner-up. I gotta get these out there. Like they're iconic drips. Was the original first time a Canadian team went to an international tournament, went to an Olympic tournament. And that was at the Winter Games, the Winnipeg Falcons, mustard and black and red jerseys. I have a version of this jersey. It was
the remake version they did.
Yeah, the reissue, the
2000s.
Nike Vapor.
Go get it.
jersey.
Go get it.
At the end of the show, Pat, I gotta you know what we'll do? We should have like a after series. I was gonna say where we give an exploration of some of our
unplugged after hours.
Show and tell.
A little show and tell of some of our own iconic drips. Because I'm a connoisseur. So yeah, that was my other one. So the one I'm gonna go with as my last pick, and this is a jersey I'm fortunate enough to own as well, though not in this version, is the 2004 Western Conference All-Star jersey, where the game was held in Minnesota, and it had the Minnesota colors. Now, this is important for one reason and one reason only, and that is because a certain Dwayne Rollison attended that All-Star game as a reserve. He was picked to that All-Star game, and then the following year, that was the 2004-2005 season. Following year, the 2005-2006 season, the Oilers acquired him at the trade deadline, and he took us the closest we've gotten since
he put the team on his back, and he just
carried him. Yeah, until Matt Green blew coverage and allowed a guy to basically get smoked into him and ruined his knee. And yeah,
that was Bergeron.
That was Mark.
No.
Matt
Green was the one who blew the coverage. This is what people don't remember. Matt Green blew coverage, absolutely got turnstiled, and Marc-Andre Bergeron had to basically check a guy.
Remember when we thought Matt Green was going to be the next best shutdown D-man?
He's no Laddie Sneed, that's for sure.
The entire concept of a shutdown D-man is a lie. It's a fallacy. Anyway.
All right.
Anywho.
Cool.
Yeah, that was my last pick. Western Conference All-Star, Dwayne Rollison, bright green and beige.
Anyways, Pat, you're up.
I mean, I'm trying to respect
it's green
choices here, but like
gotta have green.
The green is nice, but it's just I don't know. It's like a Pittsburgh jersey.
Nah.
It's a Pittsburgh jersey.
In the
Minnesota.
lettering.
Minnesota. No.
No,
Yeah,
so
but Minnesota style.
They had a Minnesota,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you looked at like, and for watchability, that All-Star game was amazing for watchability because you had green and beige, and then you had like a red and beige. They looked sick
It was
on the
like a-
ice.
yeah.
The goalies did like old school pads and everything. It was unreal. It is
Hideous.
a real
Hideous.
classic. You're disgusting.
All right, so my turn.
Last
Yes.
pick.
Oh man, you guys got to throw me one last pick. And I
You
have,
want to take mine?
I mean,
I got one for you, and it's a winner.
well, you know what? No, I think I'm good with mine, but I am going to do
Gonna be
some
another
honorable
Manchester one.
Okay.
It's not
gonna be
Manchester.
it's gonna be like
it's
a
not a
third,
sport you think
fifth
I'm going to even
Manchester
do.
jersey.
It's not even a sport that you would think of it. Man United, man, I love all their jerseys. For the record, I have almost all of them since their
Is-
induction into
Is
the
this going to be a
Premier
cricket jersey?
League. It is the. Where is it here?
Field
I just got to
hockey.
scroll. There it is. It is the
Kabaddi tournament.
1980 to 1991, and I love the full uniform of the MLB Montreal Expos.
Okay. We were talking about
The white Montreal Expos jersey. It had the blue trim, a little bit of red trim on the arms, and it had like the logo here with saying Expos underneath, and over here it had their number. The number here was in red. The number on the back was in was in blue, and
crisp.
very crisp. The pants had the red stripe down the side, and then the blue trim everywhere else. It was a very nice uniform.
I wish they brought back that era of baseball pant. I think the
Yes.
current era, like it just reminds me of Vernon Wells, and it makes me angry. But it just
they're
looks like
not
fat,
comfortable.
unhealthy,
They're not
slovenly.
comfortable.
For the sake of
Pants are
time,
not comfortable.
for the sake of for
Terrible.
the sake of time, I'm going to quickly throw in some honorable mentions.
Okay.
And I was struggling between these. Okay, so my next honorable mention is the 1999-2000 Philadelphia 76ers dark blue jersey, which was iconically worn by Allen Iverson. And
Yep.
after that is 1995-1997 NHL jersey, the away jersey of the St. Louis Blues, which had the cross. It's the Brett Hull Cujo's rookie season, and Gretzky played in that jersey. So
Ugly.
those are two right there. And then the last one I'm gonna do, just as a shout out, is the initial 1999 Atlanta Thrashers away jersey.
The powder blues.
The powder blues,
The
baby.
black, the very, very dark blue with a burgundy.
The powder. I love the powder blues because of that was on my list, but I'm not going to
Yeah,
pick it.
Olaf.
The
Olaf
asymmetry.
Koldry. Yeah.
Yeah.
The asymmetry
Tight.
of having that one sleeve.
Olaf.
I think that's really cool.
Or
It was horrendous for calling games apparently because the guy would turn and you
Oh.
wouldn't be able to see his number.
You don't have a second number.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's great. But
yeah,
I thought,
Expos is the main pick, the official pick on that one.
Yeah. All right, Kush.
Okay,
last
so
pick.
I'm
You are forced to select. an All-Star
unfortunately
jersey.
choosing an
do you want to
All-Star
take mine?
jersey.
Oh no, you can't take mine.
Yeah,
And I
'cause it's
really
hideous,
don't.
that's why.
I honestly, All-Star jerseys all suck.
I'll trade you
Kind
my
of.
pick. I'll pick again.
It's
I'll
okay.
trade you my All-Star jersey. I'll pick
Who's
again.
yours again. Oh,
The Western Conference All-Star from
no,
2004.
okay, you
Dwayne
keep
Olsen.
that one. No, you
Yeah.
keep that one. It's okay. So mine is gonna be the 98-99 All-Star one. That was like the red and the blue.
NHL?
Kind of,
Oh yeah, those.
NHL.
But
And the
the
reason-
asymmetry again.
Yeah, and the reason I chose those is because I like distinctly remember the commentator yelling out Brendan Shanahan's name when they was doing the introduction of the players of the All-Star team and introducing Brendan Shanahan. And I don't know, like, those jerseys, I will never forget that. I have no idea why. But I love those players too at that time. Like because that's like when the love for hockey was coming, right? So that it kind of like fit that age where the hockey was becoming like a passion. So that's the pick. But I also want to give some runners up since we're doing it. I really messed up and I didn't realize that I forgot to take my 82 to 92 Devils, the red and green.
Oh,
I had that
really-
in there.
beautiful.
Their
If
inaugural
if we
season.
had the 10, it would have been probably for sure.
Scotty Stevens in green
Yeah.
and red.
And
Beautiful.
I have a Brodeur jersey hanging up in my closet, thanks to the one there.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
Absolutely gorgeous jerseys.
it's amazing, that jersey. And then I have quite a few, but I guess I'll mention some kind of the out of the box one. So the 2007 World Cup New Zealand cricket.
I was gonna
cricket
pick these
team.
guys, man.
yeah, bet you were. The All Blacks, like their team.
Oh, we could have gone rugby as well.
Yeah. They have,
Yeah.
Rugby has some sick jerseys too.
They do.
But anyways,
England's
like,
rugby
these
jerseys
guys-
are great.
Yeah, these guys. It was like nothing crazy, but just like really simple. They had the leaf, or the New Zealand kind of leaf or whatever there, the logo on like the stomach area. But like I just remembered a lot of my favorite players when I started getting really into cricket. Okay, were wearing that jersey, so just good memories of them just smashing the ball or getting wickets. And yeah, I'll shout out 06-07 Panthers. Kind of that original, like
The original
I just love their
Panthers.
logo, man. And then I like the
logo.
The color
I love,
scheme was
like,
good
the-
too.
yeah.
The OG Panthers
Their
were solid
current
too.
their current
Yeah.
reverse retro looks so crisp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Navy
like
blue
their
with the
alternate one,
old
which
school-
is like the
yeah.
reverse of that. Like it's just
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
colors, like they work so well. And then of course I have to say, just last one is the 97-01 Flyers black. When they introduced their
Ooh.
black one, and it was just clean. They had the white, the white armbands, so you didn't really see
Yeah.
much of that, right? It was
There's
usually
a mean
something
team as
colored.
well. Forsberg
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Lindros? No, it's Forsberg. That was that Lindros
I
era.
think it was
No,
Lindros.
It's
That's definitely
Lindros. It's Lindros for sure. I don't think Forsberg came yet.
Yeah.
Recchi, I believe, maybe.
Ricci.
Maybe.
Not-
No,
Recchi and-
Recchi was a bit later too.
Later, okay.
Yeah. Or they might be on the tail end of it, if I remember.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So
So,
yeah,
yeah,
Bridge
Couple,
Gal.
yeah.
They have I think they had Baumgartner during that time, didn't they?
Had a lot of good.
Yeah, a lot of trash on that team.
It was just-
Lindros
Right.
Lindros was amazing.
Last-
before I started actually really enjoying them, yeah, it was like a few
Yeah.
years out.
All
right,
right,
who
last
you got?
pick. All right, last pick. I have a few honorable mentions. I'll start off with one of my favorite and one of the most iconic, I think, Cleveland Indian jerseys. No longer the Cleveland Indians, is the 1975 their half sleeve jersey that says that's
Ooh.
red with the white Indians written on it. That's one of my honorable mentions. Definitely an iconic one.
That's a solid one.
Another one I think that we forgot to mention, probably the best use of green in any franchise history, is the Oakland Athletics.
That was gonna be
They're-
my
Their
I
current
actually had
yeah.
them. I
yeah
actually had them,
their current green alternate right now is one of my favorites. Like they've always been very good at using that green.
yeah.
and
I hate their grays. Like Bash Bros green V-neck
green
pullover
yellow, yeah.
jersey was absolutely fantastic. And
Check
to
out
watch
check out their current ones.
Yeah.
You'll really like.
oh
it.
yeah. And to
It-
watch like
it
a
has,
roided
like-
out
it has
Mark
that,
McGuire and Jose Canseco just like ripping through their jerseys, just like
Yeah.
as they're just crushing dingers. I'm just like, wow, that's an era.
And for my final pick, I'm going to
Thick
take.
necks, a lot of thick necks.
I'm going to take.
Sorry, go ahead.
I believe they wore this a couple of years ago now, but when it first came out, it was probably something that really stood out to me. The Miami Heat had a Miami Vice.
Vice.
Uh,
Yeah, that was
the
also
baby
one
blue
of,
and pink.
Fresh.
That whole
It's good,
that was-
man.
that was
Yeah.
real fresh.
Yeah,
So I think
absolutely
that's gonna be my-
unwatchable on the
my-
court.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But as a drip, that is.
Solid drip, especially for
And
Miami.
it's
Oh
iconic.
my god. Oh my god.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
guys
Exactly,
think?
right?
Okay, now that we
Beautiful.
got our picks out of the way, somebody took the Habs, and I really wanted to pick this year's a reverse retro navy blue Montreal Canadiens jersey. But I mean, kind of going out, ending the show here, like we should talk a little banter about just jerseys in general. And if we have time, do we have time, or should we do that in the next
Dude,
one?
NHL jerseys, there's a huge like history around NHL jerseys and how they're manufactured and like
Yeah. Talk about that a bit. I'm gonna go quickly grab a special guest.
what was involved. Like, I mean, we talk about what's his name. We were talking about the McFarlane jerseys. There was a time where NHL jerseys were the responsibility of the individual teams to have manufactured and distributed.
And I think that's where we lost a lot of that originality. Where
Yeah.
we saw it kind of come back with the reverse retros. Like if you look
little
at teams
bit, yeah.
like Arizona, you look at teams like even Anaheim, like their reverse retros really out there.
Yeah,
And
there's
I
a
think
little bit.
that's what's missing even in all sports. Like if you look at, I think NBA even, it's kind of really streamlined there. They have like their city version jersey, they have their association jersey, but they've really narrowed it down to make it more of a manufacturing process rather than that iconic thing that we talked about at the start of the show.
Yeah.
You saw Ice Cube rock that LA Kings drip. You saw Tupac rock that
Detroit
he was rocking.
Yeah.
As Edmonton fans, we've all seen that picture of Snoop Dogg wearing that Oilers jersey.
Yeah, and like Kobe Bryant walking around in an Oilers jersey, and like you saw,
So like that era's kind of gone, and it's like as somebody who loves like aesthetics of sports, I think that's something that's really missing nowadays.
Yeah, where jerseys are no longer like a expression of fashion. I think the literal tail end of that was that Hot Lana rap era with like Nelly and like
That's true. Pop
what's
culture,
his face?
definitely.
Not Wiz Khalifa. Jesus.
Pitbull?
No. Skinny dude, dreads, consumed copious amounts of codeine and can barely talk now.
That's a lot of
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, dude.
Lil Wayne.
Okay.
The OG Lil Wayne. That's what I'm saying. Like that was a hot, like T-Pain, and that was the tail end of it. That dirty South rap, where like if you all remember like the music videos from like Nellyville, like it was just people wearing, like football jerseys, baseball jerseys, whatever, and that was like literally like covered all over hip hop and stuff at the time. And I think that was the apex. And then there was a bit of an exhaustion from it where like it doesn't exist anymore.
So if you're watching this or listening to this, you can head over to our Twitter page right now. So that's Pardesi_Beats and vote for which set of jerseys you think is the best set of jerseys. So we'll quickly run over the picks that we made. Pat had the 99-2000 Man U whites, the early Mario Lemieux Black Penguins jersey, the 2016 throwback Bumblebee Steelers jersey, the Expos jersey from the 80s. For the logo pick, Pat picked the Minnesota Wild alternate jersey. Alternate jersey 2013-2014 Man U. International jersey 2005-2007 Team England home shirts. All-Star, the 92 All-Star jersey from the NHL. Simran, Oakland Raiders. He had the 1992 Montreal Canadiens barbershop jersey. The
Ruined my
baby
day by
blue,
stealing that one.
baby blue Carmelo Anthony Denver Nuggets jersey.
Yep.
The 2004 Minnesota All-Star jersey. For the logo, he picked the Halifax Mooseheads logo. Alternate, he picked the Swift Current Humboldt Broncos Memorial jersey. Alternate, he picked the Brazil International yellow and green Ronaldo era jersey. And he also picked the Harlem Globetrotters jersey. Kush started off with the 96-97 Edmonton Oilers jersey, which if you're watching on YouTube, you can see Simran is rocking right now. Then the 95-96 Vancouver Grizzlies teal jersey, followed by the Kachina Phoenix Coyotes jersey, San Diego Chargers navy jersey, the 2012-2009 Blue Jays logo. For his alternate jersey, he selected the 94 alternate black Phoenix Suns jersey. I think Kush needs a holiday. That's 2 Arizona jerseys he picked on his list. And then for his international, he picked the 2002. Style. Yeah, definitely. They've had that the history as well, right? So they were able to incorporate that. Yeah. But 2002 Team Canada, and then For the All-Star jersey, he picked the 98-99 red, white, and blue NHL All-Star jersey. And finally, myself, I picked the 95-96 Raptors purple dinosaur jersey, 95-96 Anaheim Mighty Ducks eggplant jersey, the Calgary Hitmen Bret Hart alternate jersey, the Miami Vice Miami Heat jersey. For my logo, I picked the Edmonton Trappers logo, a little bit of Canadiana in there as well. Alternate 95 Mariners teal. For the international, the 1948 Team Canada jersey. And then the All-Star, the best All-Star jersey, not trying to bias your votes, the 94-97 NHL All-Star jerseys. And again, head over to twitter.com/Pardesi_Beats to check out and vote for who you think is best. The poll will be up for about a week until the next show drops, so be sure to head over there. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Twitter and we are on Instagram. Check out Pardesi_Beats. Also, big shout out to Unbox with Sings. Check out their new video as well. We have a nice new sing. If you're listening to this or if you're watching this video, a fan who is a fan of the Manchester United team and not the Liverpool team, joining us as well.
Special guest.
That little baby doesn't know what he's doing. He's drunk.
Special guest. As you can see, he has not been drinking much. So
yeah,
this is not a friendly place for minors.
I mean,
especially with Simran here.
Yeah,
Who put that
swear.
shirt on you? It's illegal.
all I gotta say is he's with me.
All right, and
Those
with
of
that,
you that
guys,
don't know
we'll
what the
sign out.
shirt says, wait, real quick. Sorry for spitting
know.
up. I thought I saw a Liverpool fan.
Oh, I'll make sure I get him a new better shirt.
Yeah, he'll.
All right. And with that, we'll meet you guys again next week. Thank you for tuning into Pardesi Beats Unplugged.
Adios.